before their world erupted in the media, they were just Joey and Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
The Buttafuocos were a perfect Long Island family with two adorable children. They had a beautiful home next door to a beach.
Until one bullet changed everything.
It was a complete mystery as to who would shoot a woman like this in cold blood.
Was this a random crime? Was someone lurking in the neighborhood?
As investigators pushed for answers, they'd ultimately uncover a story no one could believe or ever forget. More than 25 years after this infamous case captivated the nation, the woman at the center of the media storm tells her story.
The shooting, I mean, you know where you were when you first heard about it. It gripped the nation. Wife and mother, Mary Jo Buttafuoco, shot in the face by her husband's teenaged lover, who would later be called the Long Island Lolita. Amy Fisher would eventually confess. She served 6 years in prison, and since Fisher was 17 at the time of her affair with Mary Jo's husband, Joey Buttafuoco, would serve 6 months for statutory rape. Let's fast forward here to today. That's Mary Jo right there. She's talking about what happened, and she's doing so on Oxygen's show Snapped.
This was my journey, and during the course of it, I did a lot of things wrong. I made a lot of mistakes. I tried to do the best I can. Nobody told me, okay, Mayor, this is what happens when somebody comes to your house and shoots you in the head. Everything that was before was then over.
Mary Jo is with us now. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate seeing you today.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. You know, there are so many elements of your story that are just so jolting, Mary Jo. I mean, you're shot, first of all, as you just, you know, opened your door. It's a teenager. Then it's come to be found out that it's a teenager who was having an affair with your husband. So the betrayal here is just massive.
Yeah.
How much of your life, how much of the memory of that day still sticks with you or affects you in some way?
Well, it affects me every day because the bullet is still in me. I don't have any hearing in my right ear. I'm paralyzed on the right side of my face. My esophagus is partially paralyzed. My carotid artery is gone on this side. And as I've gotten older, it's getting a little harder to deal with, just the injuries. So it's every day when I wake up, I remember, for sure.
So how has it shaped you? Let me ask you that.
Well, you know, I'm not that person anymore. I look at these old clips and I remember that little Long Island housewife who really didn't know anything about anything, just lived her nice, sheltered little life. And then this happened. And as I said in the clip, I kind of had to go with the flow, and I didn't do right things, and maybe I said something wrong, or I reacted too harshly with one thing or didn't react at all with another thing. And it's just been this journey of all these years on you know, dealing with it now.
You know, I think you're alluding to a statement that I think I heard you made, that you've made some mistakes. But some people look at you and think, what mistake would you have made?
You know, that's the thing. When you're going through life, real life, day-to-day life, and there's no handbook for what happened to me. I had children. I was hurt. I was sick. I had my family to consider, my parents, my sisters, his family, his parents. We were all a very tight-knit group. And so when this happened, I sided with my family. I stayed and pulled in with my family. I never met this girl before. And one time I meet her, she tries to murder me.
And that's part of, I think, what's so jolting about this, just is your story in general. And what is also, I think, fascinating to a lot of people is the fact that you said, I forgive her. I forgive Amy Fisher. Is there anything left unsaid between the two of you?
Well, no, there's nothing for me to say to her. And that was something, the forgiveness came after years of being angry, and angry that you come to my house, you shoot me, or who the heck are you? How dare you come in and destroy my life? And I took a lot of pills. I had a lot of pain and a lot of anxiety, and one pill and another pill and on and on. And after a few years, I was addicted to the medication, and I went into the Betty Ford Center to get off of them. And it was there that they said, Mary, you know, all this anger that you've got bottled up inside of you, what are you going to do with it? You're going to do this for the rest of your life, or do you want to let this go and understand that this is it? And it made me think, like, yeah, I survived something that not many people survive, and I don't want to feel this way anymore. Mm-hmm. So by forgiving, it was more saying, you got to get out of my head. I can't have you in here anymore, and moving on with my life.
Yeah, and you have. And with that said, when this airs on Snapped and people see your story in full and where you are today, what do you want the takeaway of your story to be for the people that see it?
I would like to think it's been a long journey, and it's still going on. It'll go on until we leave this earth. And I think it's that if anybody is going through anything, and we all have stuff, whatever it may be, divorce, illness, anything, that there's always hope. That you know, get help, talk to somebody, go to church, whatever it takes to get strength, inner strength, because that's what it comes down to. You need to take care of yourself, and that you can. There's hope at the end of this. I never thought I could make it through all of this. And as time went on and I got older and I learned all these lessons, I realized I can, I did, I made it, and I survived.
You survived, you got remarried, and we certainly hope that you're really happy now, Mary Jo. Thank you for sharing with us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wishing you the very best.
Thanks.
And you can watch her on Snapped. It airs on Oxygen Sundays at 6 and 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, ma'am.